The scars left on Ymir were fortunately much more shallow than anyone had anticipated. Partly thanks to the fact that the number of assailants was relatively small, there were no fatalities. And the next morning, everyone worked together to clean up the damages and restore the village to its original form. However, my father was heavily wounded, and he had been in a deep sleep ever since. And while we knew his injuries weren't life-threatening, he would still need to be under careful watch for some time. Meanwhile,
You're set on leaving now, aren't you?
I am. I realized that with Dad unconscious, I should probably stay and protect Ymir in his place. Maybe you could even say that I've got a duty to do so as his son. But I've got something else that I need to do. And to me, that takes priority.
If that's your decision, Reen, then I've no intention of stopping you. Like I said when you and Elise first left here to attend Thor's and Saint Astraea, it's a mother's duty to watch over her children and wish them well as they fly the nest.
Mom, thanks.
I'll be sure to watch over your father and this village in your absence. Do all that you can to bring Princess Alphen and Elise back safely.
Will do.
Toval, Celine, please, take care of him.
You can count on me. On my honor as a member of the Bracer Guild, I'll do everything in my power to see your request through.
I'd tag along even if he said no. It's about time we went and looked for Emma.
Thanks, you two. I'll be counting on you. Okay, Mom. We'll see you soon.
Take care, and may the goddess watch over you.
Your mom's a strong woman, all right.
She really is. And I'll have to do everything I can to bring Elise and Princess Alphen back safely so that I don't let her down. No, I will bring them back.
Guess we can skip the pep talk if you're that fired up, huh? Make sure to try and repay all that support she's given you the next time you swing by here.
Speaking of next time, it's time to go. We're stopping by the valley before leaving, aren't we?
Yeah, I want to see how Valamar's doing. Once we're ready, let's head out.
So, exactly what we planned to do. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Legend of Heroes, Trials of Cold Steel 2. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we returned to Ymir, and, well, things didn't exactly go great for us, or rather, more specifically, they went especially bad for Alphen and Elise, who got abducted by Vita and some weird lady who had something similar to something that we, at least people who have played through the Trials of Cold Steel 1, will somewhat recognize. That's gonna be just fine. Take care of everything while I'm away, okay? I'm counting you to look after Mom. Woo! Very important. Now, there is actually a little bit that we will want to do. First of all, we do actually first have a quest marker over at Plover's. So we will head over there. Scorch marks everywhere, and the roof's gonna need repaired or replacing altogether. We ain't got anywhere near enough wood for that. I'm gonna have to go into the mountains and harvest some. Can't believe those damn Jaegers come here, terrify poor children, and leave Ymir in this sorry state. If I ever see them again, there's gonna be hell to pay. You know, not that I can blame you, but that's really not a good idea. Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry, I got a little worked up there. Right now, I need to focus on looking after the village and Lord Schwartz. Aside from Plovers, there is actually one other thing that is fairly important. That's talking to Luke. Oh hey, you two, you're off then? Sorry for not being able to help. If the cable car was still working, you could have used that to ascend down the mountain. Oh, don't worry about it. We can't let ourselves get down over a little step back like this, considering what we're likely to face in the days ahead. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Well, if we'll make things easier, take these. We get 3 tier bombs. we're all just as frustrated as you are that we couldn't stop Leah's kidnapping. So every single person in this village is rooting for you, okay? Good luck. Thanks. Be back soon. Yes, that is a missable 3 free tier bones. It's not much, but it is still something. Of course, what is most important is going into Clovers.
If I hadn't been so slow, your dad would never gotten hurt, Reed. I'm so sorry, Mr. Baron!
Don't cry, Alf. Dad did what he could because he wanted to protect his people. He wouldn't want you or anyone else to be sad like this. He wants us all to be happy and keep on going.
I guess. Okay, I'll keep on working hard to thank him. Dad and Mom in the shop got a little burned, so I've got to help out.
That's more like it. Hey there, you two. I'm finally ready for business again, so if there's anything you need before you head off, just let me know. Perfect time. Alright, Reed, let me give you a rundown on how upgrading slots works. Upgrading slots? I didn't know you could do that. Well, that's because upgrading an Arcus unit's orbitals only became recently possible. For starters, take this. Is this a rare quartz? Uh-huh. As you know, rare quartz give you more bang for your mirror than your garden variety quartz. Problem was, before now, our Arcus orbitals weren't capable of drawing out their full potential. Really? Yep. Getting your hands on fancy quartz, but not getting the most out of them. It's kind of a waste, don't you think? Fortunately, no, now you can. And that's what upgrading slots is all about. The Rhineford Company developed, detected, and showed factories all across the country how to do it. Well, now that you've heard the introductory spiel, next step's to try it yourself, yeah? You're gonna need some Seepith first, though. So here you go, just for you. You really just have all these? All yours. I'm confident you make the most of them. Let's just call it an investment in one kid's very bright future. Sure, we can go with that. Well, just let me know if you ever need to modify your orbit, or if you need to customize any weapons for that matter. Oh, one more thing. My wife said she wanted to talk to you about something. Could you go speak with her before you leave? She did? Of course, Leah. So, in Trails of Cold Steel 1, we did not have every slot in our Arcus unlocked. However, there was no restrictions, well, rarity-wise, there was no restrictions, I should say. Customized weapons, don't do this. It's really not useful for a long time. Because you'll just get better weapons anyways. And U material, which is what you use to upgrade your stuff, is pretty rare. So, if we look at our quartz, we see that we do have everything unlocked. In Trails of Cold Steel 1, some of these were locked. Now, we can also see that there are these little markings here. These are the level of slot, the level of the orbit slot. Now, in order to get, so for example, information has this one little glint on it. This means that it is a, I don't know exactly what the term is. I'm just going to call it an uncommon quartz. You can only put this in the slot 1, it also shows on there. In addition, we can see that there are some that are certain colors marked here. It's a little bit difficult to tell for some of them, but some slots can only be used with, or can only have certain types of quartz put into them. Right here, these two need, it's not space, it's time, is what these ones are. Meanwhile, this one can only use fire. These ones are space and air. The information that we got is actually a very useful one. Not only does it give us analyze, it will also give us, what am I trying to say? It will also give us a little bit of extra stats. So if we go over to this line 2, for example, it'll give us an extra 5 strength, gives us analyze, and allows us to see data on enemies yet to be analyzed. So we can see their HP total, we can see some things that they've dropped, but that's only for whoever has information. Right now, Toval starts with everything at level 1. That is perfectly fine. You'll want to stay at level 1 for a while. Reen, very much boost Reen as quickly as possible. He will always be in your party. Or at least in your active party. You can sometimes have, basically, normally you can have 4 people in battle, but sometimes you will have more people than that in your party. Reen will always be in your party, so keep that in mind. So information, very good on him. There is another one I've mentioned before. Detection is a very good quartz. That is one that is incredibly important, and you'll pretty much always want to keep it on Reen if possible. Reen, very good to have his stats boosted up pretty high.
look who it is.
Good morning. Is everyone here alright? You know, after what happened yesterday.
Oh, we're all fine. We suffered some minor burns from the fire, but nothing major.
Not everybody was fortunate, though. That's why we want to do all we can to help the others. And to that end, we're starting a brand new service here, trading. Trading? That's right, the village wasn't too badly damaged, but all the repairs are still going to be costly. So as you can imagine, everyone's a bit short on Mira. That's where trading comes in, because it doesn't cost money. We've been giving people small goods in Mira for unneeded items for a while now. This is an extension of that, really. It does sound like a pretty good idea. It's a genius if I do say so myself. And of course, you're both welcome to make use of the service as well. Trading is something that is a little bit less important. This was something that we saw at the pawn shop in Trails of Cold Steel 1, where you can trade in, mostly it is lesser items for better items. That said, we do actually, we have the possibility of getting some pretty good quartz, all things considered. All these breakers are really good. They will lower enemy stat, they have a chance of inflicting a stat down, which is really nice. As for other ones, Seal, of course, really good. Then over here we get a couple of more rare ones. Most rare, I think it is just most rare or uncommon quartz will grant you a little bit of a stat bonus. Right now we only have rares. We only have these uncommon ones. It might be like rare legendary is what they have. It's marked with R. And then of course there are some other equipment things that we can get. A lot of good things here, some nice emblems. So you can do a lot of trading potentially, but it is pretty expensive for a lot of these. Golden Mishi is, so, I think it is these, I believe it is these 4. Yes, just these 4. These are your rewards for collections. I think we had picked up, we picked up the Puppy Watch, from here a couple parts ago. And it said on there that it was part of a set. And if you get all items of the set, you can get the Animal Watch, which is really good. A lot of speed, prevents delay, pretty much always moving where you'd want to. There's also the Arch Tyrant Badge. This is your fishing reward. And I think these two are just collection things. So, still very nice. Emergency Puppet. I don't like anything that breaks after use. It's just not useful. The Emergency Puppet, it says it revives on KO to perfect condition. There is actually an effect that one character, or more specifically one Master Quartz can get. That is just this, but way better. But still. Lots of good items potentially here, but nothing we can really afford to get right now. I might as well go over these. Poison, and chance to poison does damage over time. I've mentioned the statuses. Shield Breaker causes defense down. Spirit Breaker is arch defense down. Sword Breaker strength down. Leg Breaker movement down. Leg Breaker is easily the worst. You rarely have to worry about movement, especially because a lot of times a lot of the best characters in this game are melee characters. So movements down is not really something important. Enemies don't really run away. But Sword Breaker and Shield Breaker are pretty nice. As for these, I'll just go over the unique ones. Most of these are, if I don't mention them specifically, just assume they are damaging. Earth Pulse is a healing over time. Earth Pulse is really good. Again, it says on there, it's 20% HP every turn. It's really good, especially on faster characters, because it is every time their turn comes up. Crest is defense up. There are a few others. There is La Crest later on, which is an area. Crest is just one person. We've seen all of these. Impassion is CP up per turn. This is also incredible. Heat Up is not great. It cures stats down and does restore a little bit of CP, but if I remember correctly, it's pretty time expensive. And while it does have a large area, 10 CP is not great, and a lot of times you can wait out stat down, and it's not that big of a deal. Forte is strength up. Breath is an area heal. This is really nice. We've seen Chrono Drive, but Chrono Break lowers enemy speed. Fortuna is art, strength, and defense up. This is actually really good. Fortuna is a pretty rare thing to get, but it is very helpful. It is your main source of buffing up your mages. We don't really have too many particularly big mages. Technically, Toval is a mage, but he's not great at it. Well, in comparison to some others. Toval is a more physical mage, but he still is a mage. One thing is that we have the DLC. I'll be opening these off screen, I think. There are a few, it's not as big of spoilers as Cold Steel 1's DLC stuff, but there are a few things that are, it's a little bit of spoilers as to some party members with one particular set of DLC, those being the golden faceplates. Because if we look, for example, on the DLC, we have these casuals, and we have faceplates. There is also a golden faceplate, which is for every playable character. The normal faceplates are just for everyone in Class 7. So, there's that. I will open those up between episodes. But, technically we do only need to speak... Yeah, we only need to speak to... the only thing that's interesting is talking to Luke for those three tier bombs. Nothing else too important. I think later on I might talk to more people than necessary. But right now I think we're kind of just Nah, we'll talk to everyone. There's no benefit to doing this. At this point, there is nothing left for you to gain. But I think it's just nice if we make next part our beginning of searching for our friends out in Class 7. So right now we'll just go around. No one on the ground floor, but everyone is huddled up in Dad's room. Your father will recover in no time. He's always been a sturdy man. He won't lose to a thing like this. So go do what you have to and let me take care of the rest. All I'd ask is you come home to your mother, who misses you already. Deal? Deal. See you again soon, Mom. His life is no longer in immediate danger, but we'll still have to keep watch on his current condition for the time being. Do all that I can for him, but at the end of the day, whether he recovers will come down to how strong his body is. Oh, you know Dad. He's a swordsman and a hunter at heart. Pulling through is simply a matter of pure strength. He'll be alright. I imagine so. Let's offer prayers to the goddess. She might give her blessing to him. Aaron Schwartz was unconscious. His condition stabilized at least. We'll see her now. Back with Elise, Princess Elf, and the rest of my class before you know it. No one in the class has met Green's parents. This is the first time they've been introduced. Elise was introduced in Cold Steel 1, so most of Class 7 does know Elise, but no such luck on the parents. And it would be nice for the class to meet them, because they're cool parents. I'm looking at making some more medicine so I can help Father Bernard. My skills pale in comparison to his, but I intend to do whatever I can to help him in his work. May the goddess be with you on your travels. I pray you'll be able to return before long. We're back before you know it. Well, we're off then. Not quite, Celine. You're jumping the gun right now. No one else in the church. There's not too many people to talk to, but, you know, still. The old building itself has barely been damaged at all. The open-air bath and surrounding areas are charred horribly. It's going to take some time for repair. How disgraceful of those Jaegers to come. The damage police granted to this village by the Imperial family. Those men will see their comeuppance for this someday, I'm sure. Feel weak at the knees. It's like living in a nightmare. This won't do it all. A maid needs to go about and do her duties with dignity and poise, no matter what life throws her way. I'm almost certain I used a different voice from before, but still. I was told you'd be taking off soon. Regrettably, the outdoor bath is still immediate, but the indoor baths are fine. Why not warm up in the baths before your departure? I'm sure it'll help rejuvenate you before your trip. No need. We can go in there, but I will be talking about what the deal is with the bath and the foot baths later. damn Alliance monsters! They'll bring Lady Elise and Princess Elvin right back right this minute if they know what's good for them. I wish it was that easy.
Now the Frenchman. I'm researching more nutritious recipes for Lord Tayo. There is no use lamenting what is already happened. We just need to focus on doing what we can to fix the damages. That goes for you too. Make your father proud.
I will do random Frenchmen in this place where everyone else is not French. So yeah, that is everyone in the village. I thought it would actually take a little bit more time than this, but... oh, wait, no, not quite. There is still the tavern to go to. I forgot about these two houses. Well, one tavern, one house. These guys seem to remember the villagers, that's great. And that's to say nothing of using a kid as a hostage and abducting 2 innocent girls. These are the kind of people you might find yourself up against in the future, Marine. Be careful. Just be careful, you hear? And I believe this is Annabelle? Yes. How could something like this happen to such a peaceful little village? I was only here to do some fishing, but I do what I can to help people here first. I don't know if my aim will do much good, but I can't live with myself but to sat back and watched. I did mention the fishing set before. Fighter badge is part of that. We will be going to every fishing location, by the way. Even if there are some places where we don't have any new fishies to grab, we will be going to all of them. And we won't disturb people so early in the morning. Now, for realsies, we are good to go on. But of course, aside from the time constraints, because we are 22 minutes in roughly. So next time, we'll be heading out and seeing where we head off first. But until then, see you guys later.